My name is AnnaGravel, and I'm coming to you from Portland, Maine, and I'm going to be talking to you about preparing. Prepare is the first step in our pipes, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what that looks like and how I do that. So as we know from our launch guide, the prepare step of our pipes is about setting goals, planning, and strategizing. It's also about daily personal development, attending our team calls, our monthly trainings, and connecting with our mentors on a regular basis. It's all pretty straightforward. It's all stuff we've heard before, or that you've heard before. We've all heard. But I sort of wanted to just talk about it in more of a less abstract and more practical way. So when I think about preparing, I think about if I wanted to go on a trip to New York. And some steps that would need to happen before I went on the trip is I would need to pack. And before I packed, I would need to make a list of all the things I wanted to pack so I didn't forget if it's me. So that's all great, right? That makes sense. We make our list, cross it off as we pack our various things. And now we're ready to go on the trip. And that's the idea. But part of preparing is also deciding where we want to go, right? So when we talk about setting goals and planning and strategizing, we need to know where it is we want to end up. So for example, let's say I wanted to plan a trip to New York. That sounds like fun. Sounds really great. So what am I going to do? Well, aside from packing my things and making my list, I need to fuel my car. I need to make sure my car has enough fuel so it can make it to New York. I want to make sure that I have some cash on hand or enough money to pay for tolls along the way. But more importantly than that, I need to plan a route, right? I need to know, where am I going? So I need to get out my map and I need to strategize. I need to decide which route I'm going to take to get to New York. Part of setting goals and planning and strategizing before you get in your car means a couple of things. One, peace of mind. You know that you have all the things you need because you wrote them on a nice to-do list. And you know where you're going because you mapped your route. You're prepared and therefore you have your mind is at ease and you can just enjoy the trip. Okay, so Benjamin Franklin has this great quote. We've all heard it. It says, "By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail." And even though it sort of is a little harsh, I think there's some truth to it. Of course, there's truth to it. Because the reality is that if we don't do those steps ahead of time for our trip to New York, and we don't prepare for the trip, it could take us a lot longer to get there, or we might not make it at all. All right, so what are some obstacles to preparing? For me, some obstacles to preparing could be a lack of motivation. And this lack of motivation usually can be from fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of success even. There's a lot of different ways that we can psych ourselves out. And when I think about that a little bit, I think about the importance of our daily personal development, right? Because part of moving past fear is working through it and identifying the fear and then taking steps to resolve it. Okay. So a couple of things. I want to make sure I hit all my notes here. I made notes just like I will make a to-do list, right? So why is daily personal development and connecting with our team so important? And I think it's because it helps us form good, healthy habits, but also connections, right? Because when we're feeling those feelings of fear or, gosh, I'm so busy, or this is a tough time, or I've got a lot going on, sometimes talking it out with a mentor or a coach really can help you sort of strategize your plan. So for example, let's say we're going to New York again in our car. I'm basically in love with this metaphor. You're welcome. But we're in the car and let's say we hit a detour or a speed bump. Let's say, we get a flat tire. Well, it helps to have traveling companions or, mom on the phone or a friend, someone we can call, AAA, so that we can call and we can say, hey, I have this problem. I'm stuck right now. Can you help me through it? So that's one of the best benefits, I think, we receive from attending our team trainings and staying in communication with our mentors and our coaches. All right, so a couple of practical things I do. I've already talked about my to-do list. I tend to do everything electronically except my to-do list. There's something really satisfying about just crossing things off on a piece of paper. So I encourage you to do them and set up a habit, right? So get up in the morning, put fuel, right, in your body, your car. Listen to a podcast maybe, or a book on tape or on Audible on your phone. Make that a habit for yourself, maybe while you're having your breakfast and taking your supplements, right? It's a lot of self-care and preparing. Just like athletes, they have to take good care of their body so that they can achieve their goals, and actors as well. Anybody who ever achieved the championship title or got the Oscar had years of preparation before that moment, right? So, and their preparation, their habits, help them get there. So then you get up in the morning, you have your supplements, and you make your list, what you're going to do that day. And it doesn't have to be a lot. It could just be 3 things. I challenge you to get up tomorrow morning or today and write a list of 3 things that you want to accomplish in the next week. And then do those things, cross them off the list. It don't have to be hard. Just start yourself on a really good habit of preparing, right? So then I guess the other thing I would just say is that spectacular achievement is always preceded by unspectacular preparation. That's Robert Schuller. I really like this quote because when we think about the Oscar goes to, or the athlete winning the Olympics or the championship game, you can tell I'm not really into sports, but I think those are important things. But when we think about those moments, we forget that that great, spectacular achievement was preceded by preparation. Okay, so the last thing I just want to talk about and just want to share is that staying motivated and focused is important. And when I talked about obstacles to preparation, we talked about fear or a lack of motivation. The other thing is that I think is the most important and that I'd like to end on is belief. Belief that you can do it. For example, if I didn't believe that New York existed, I would never make a plan to go there. Or what's worse, if I knew that New York existed, but I didn't believe in my own abilities to get there, I would never make the to-do list. I would never pack my items. I would never put fuel in my car. I would never make a route. I would never get in my vehicle and head down the road to that destination. So you have to believe that you can make it to your destination, whether it's silver, gold, diamond, double diamond, whatever that goal is. You first need to believe that you can get there, and then take those simple steps every day and prepare yourself to go to that destination. I believe that you can do it. I think that we have an amazing company, an amazing group of people that you can lean on. And I challenge you to look for ways every day that you can create habits and prepare for your own success. And, get in the car, head on down the road. All right. Good luck.